Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think, really, the greatest thing about the journey is you get to build it with young people, like you just mentioned. That's the greatest, you know, that's the greatest part about this job. And hopefully one of the best things that I can do for them is help them on this process, help them through this journey, help them understand what we need to do and how we need to do it. And then that there's trust there, because that's how we do it. We do it together. So we have an unbelievable staff. I say to you guys all the time, the guys that are our beat writers, it is an incredible blessing to wake up every day and be able to go to work for the honor of coaching Xavier Watts or Jack Kaiser or Drake Bowen or, Morrison. I can go on and on, but they're such wonderful kids. It's an honor. He is really, really a good football player. Number one, he's tough at the point of attack as a blocker. So if you just think he's a move tight end, you're incorrect, because he's strong and explosive at the point of attack, so he can play inline or move. I think the system really, allows him to do that, the freedom to move around and be tough to identify. I think he understands leverage really, really well on his routes. I think he's got poise and patience at the break spot. Great catch radius, and really can catch the back shoulder fade and go up and get it. So just a really, really talented tight end, and really, one of the best that I've seen in quite some time, to be honest with you. So it would be a great challenge for us. Not really, but to answer the first part of your statement, my entire career, Notre Dame was on the schedule. So we played great games for 5 years, starting with the Tim Brown in '87 at our place. I think we got him. I think we got him that year. Then they got us in '88. I can't remember. They think they got us in '89. Then we got him in '90 and '91. So that just gives you an idea of what the game was like. So, as I said earlier, there's not much memory lane right now. We're so focused on what we're here to do, and obviously the challenge that is, the Penn State offense. Yeah, here's the only thing that as you get older and you make the journey, you're grateful for everything, the good, the bad. You're just grateful for the experience. So, it might be the littlest thing, but when I get a text from, the brother of one of my former players that says, "Oh man, we would love for you to stop by," just little things like that make you appreciative of the journey, and I think you bring a part of each of those stops with you, and that makes you who you are, and I hope that's all the things that have contributed to who I am as a coach today. It's not hard. As I said, we were thrust into a situation where it was all hands on deck. As soon as we landed, we did not have like a day to rest. We didn't get a day to kind of regroup. And the last 4 days were really challenging for the players and the staff. So there has been no reflection, no nothing. So I haven't even got to the hotel yet. So, it's going to be a business trip. We're not down here long, and I know that's boring, but it's really, we're trying to stay consistent and trying to stay in our regiment, and my job is to give, our guys the best possible opportunity to showcase their defense and obviously their ability to play together. Just when I think about Temple. Yeah, just the journey, going from, the longest losing streak in college football when we got there to winning 9 in a row. I think that was the most in 117 years of Temple football at the time. That's point A to point B, but what transpired and the culture, right? The kids, the coaches, everybody that contributes to that. It just takes so much to change a culture, to create a culture. It takes a lot of sacrifice, a lot of hard decisions, a lot of discipline, and that's what I'm most fond of. Again, when I hear from former players or guys that I coached with during that era, like that was really fun. That was a fun time to coach, because the kids just wanted to get better every day. I have I am, when I tell you that I can't even breathe nostalgia right now, like it is all, the whole way down, I was trying to figure out how to stop the two running backs, the tight end and the quarterback, I mean, that's it. Trying to figure out, 5 and 6 at wide out and what they do well, and, the system, and there's no nostalgia, I promise you. Well, there's not much he can't do, right? I said it earlier. He can be an inline blocker. He can be on the move. If you put a defensive back on him, it's he's so long and strong. You put a linebacker on him, he's got enough wiggle to get open. His catch radius is excellent. I just have a lot of respect for him as a player and what he puts on tape. Well, first of all, the one that they caught for the touchdown, 32. We didn't do a great job communicating on that, which was disappointing. It was disappointing because we're better communicators than that. The one they dropped, we need to execute better, and I need to give us a better call there. And then obviously they had the explosive that, So we have to eliminate those. We can't have those tomorrow. Yeah, I never looked at it like that. Maybe there's a sentiment for what you're saying, but it's nice to see. That's the way it. The one thing that being in the NFL taught me is that like what we're going through right now, Georgia, Penn State, and then you play the winner, like. That's kind of every week in the NFL. You know what I mean? Everybody's at that level where you're trying to solve problems every week. Like Georgia, 2 good backs, 2 receivers, 3 tight ends. You're trying to solve that. Now you go to Penn State and it's like, 2 really good receivers, tight ends, 2 really good backs, quarterbacks playing well. So I think, it's good for football. I guess that's what I'm saying, right? The parity and the competition and earn it on the field and no lobbying for anything. I think that's awesome that's the way it is now, that you get in the tournament and anybody can win on the field, and that's really refreshing. I'm glad we're doing it. Yeah. It's a different seat, It's a different seat. I liked both seats. But it's a different seat, and my job is to serve the head coach. My job is to serve as the defensive coordinator and obviously develop these young people that are in the room, and so that's awesome. And if Marcus needs any feedback or wants to bounce any ideas off me, I'm always there for him. But he is the leader of this program, and our job is to help him execute his vision. And I think our staff does a really good job of bringing his culture to life, which is awesome. The stress level is not the same. Stress level is not the same. So I think he's poised. I think he makes good decisions. He knows where to go with the football, and he has reliable targets. He has reliable targets down there. Again, 5 and 6 at wide out do a great job. They run a great system, and he gets the ball to 44 really well. And then he himself knows when to scramble or knows when to keep the ball or can run the quarterback draw. So I think that's what makes them formidable down there, and obviously we got to find ways to stop it.